Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's episode of The Fishing Teacher, and really appreciate you guys coming by the channel to check today's video out. And we are going to talk about one of the most famous colors in bass fishing and when you want to use it, the conditions it works the best in, and that's the old blackback chartreuse side. This is one of the oldest color patterns. It's been around since I've been fishing in the 70s, and it still works just as good today when you get the right situations. And there's conditions that it works in that go far beyond what the obvious is for a bright bait like that. So we're going to get into that in today's video. Also, guys, just a quick invitation before we get started. Just like to invite everybody to please consider hitting that subscribe button here to The Fishing Teacher. It's very easy to do so. And also, guys, we have still got a few days left on the March sale on my Solar Bat series sunglasses, my signature series. You can get them at 30% off right now through the Solar Bat link, or through the Solar Bat website. I'll put the link in the description. 30% off, including prescription lenses. So if you guys wear prescription lenses, they can get you set up on that too. So I'll put all the information for that in the description of the video here. Okay, guys, this is one of the earliest colors. I remember back, in the 70s when Bagley came out with the Bagley Balsa B baits. This was one of the first color patterns they had. And it's a bright chartreuse side, black back. This is the Megabass S crank here. Also, guys, I'll link this S crank in my Tackle Warehouse description in the video here, because this is one of my favorite March and April crankbaits. This is just a great bait to throw this time of year. Catch a lot of fish on it. But anyway, blackback chartreuse sides. Let's talk a little bit about when you want to use that. Okay, there's a lot of stuff to this particular bait that a lot of people don't understand. First of all, if you can get the fish to hit a blackback chartreuse crankbait of any color, the fish are usually bigger. It's an aggressive color. It's not a subtle color. And anytime that you have an aggressive color like this, a lot of times it will trigger the bite from the larger fish that are in the area there. Problem with the blackback chartreuse side is fish get conditioned to it real easy. So it may be a really good lure to catch some quality fish on, but they wise up to it pretty quick. And once you lose the right conditions, it's also not as effective. But I want to talk specifically today when it's the best. Okay, all has to do, like so much of the stuff we talk on the channel here, guys, it has to do with water clarity, water temperature, and the cover that you're fishing. For this particular thing, now it's obvious, this is going to be a really good off-colored water lure. It stands out, it's bright, so that's the obvious one. Everybody knows that a blackback chartreuse side is good to use in dirty or stained water. But the dirty and stained water is just another, it's another aspect of low light situation. And that's what you want to key on with this particular bait, are low light situations. So you can have a variety of different water clarities if your light intensity is appropriate for the water clarity. So say, for example, my favorite water clarity to fish this bait is going to be about 12 inches. 8 to 12 inches is going to be perfect for this color. If you start to get like 2 to 3 foot of visibility, you're not going to catch as many on it unless you have low light conditions, being early in the morning, late at night, or cloudy, windy conditions, or if it's raining. One thing that you're going to find out about bass fishing, I don't care if it's a crankbait or a jig or whatever, or spinnerbait, is when it's raining, they like chartreuse. So if you have a little bit cleaner water, you can get by with catching some fish on this, if it's raining, or like right off the bat. Say you get out there just after daylight and you got a lot of shade on the water, low light conditions, that's another good time that they're going to work onto it. Now, in addition to the low light conditions, you can have dirty water, and you can also catch them if it's clear out or if it's sunny out, if the water is dirty enough, because the dirty water, again, regardless of how much light penetration comes into it, it's still cover for the fish. So, if the water's, dirty and it's clear out, I'm still going to throw it. And another thing is they like chartreuse pretty good if it's windy. Chartreuse is a really, really good color if the wind's blowing like 15 or 20 miles an hour. So all those things are going to be the key factor. If you gave me like the perfect scenario for black and chartreuse, again, I would say water visibility 8 to 12 inches, in that range, some type of a heavy, partly cloudy, overcast, or rainy day with some wind. That's perfect situation for a chartreuse bait. It'll also work down into water visibilities less than 8 inches. I mean, I've caught them on it in 4 inches of visibility. So that's definitely, always remember that. Okay, another thing about a blackback chartreuse side is you're going to catch more fish on it if you fish it at a little bit faster pace. So I normally, anytime I'm using a bright bait like this, I'm using it with some type of a medium fast retrieve. When you're using a bright bait, you do not want the fish to get a good look at it. They can detect that it's not real really quick. So you want to keep that bait moving past them at a pretty good clip. And that seems like it triggers a lot more strikes for me in those terms there. So anyway, guys, just that's when it works good. Just a good thing to remember, low light conditions, blackback chartreuse. I usually start out with it. Let's say, for example, we're going to go throw square bill crankbaits and the water visibility is maybe 1.5 feet or 2 feet. I usually always have one tied on to start out, at least for the first hour of the day, and then I can make an adjustment beyond there. So anyway, guys, hope it helps you guys catch a few, and we'll talk later.